So, yeah, God bless.
Trigger.
Aha, y'all want to roll the punch of giant ready to take over.
Like
Y'all want to roll the Papa come here again. Y'all want to roll Papa Georgie come here again. Y'all want to roll Mama Joe come here again. Who want to roll Cdc come here again. Now they walk on the giant coming so better move I say you're better move your body. It's about to get away. We come here again. Who wanna roll Cdc come here again. Who wanna roll job we are coming again. Who wanna roll Mama Joe come here again. Up in the roll Cdc come here again. Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in Liberia and the rest of the world. A warm welcome to the Wednesday's edition of the Cdc Hour. The Cdc Hour is a 60-minute package of activities within the Congress for Democratic Change and other issues affecting the politics of our country. Today is Wednesday, July 23, 2025. And today we are here. We're going to be discussing very pertinent issues. This Liberia traffic management versus government of Liberia transport ministry issue, and also we are getting an understanding of some diplomatic missions around the country, meeting the president and expressing concerns about the conduct of the Liberian National Police under Gregory Coleman. And so these are basically the two topics we'll be discussing today for the next 58 minutes of our discussion. But we'll be back right in a jiffy after just a bit of our tip song. We'll celebrate. It's a holiday, your movement, we'll celebrate. You be balancing in your way, we'll celebrate. Nothing you can tell us now, we'll celebrate. Nothing you get to tell us now, we'll celebrate. We are in the Okay, thank you so much and welcome back to the program. In the last few days, in the last few weeks, we have been confronted with situations in the government that the government of Liberia awarded concession to Liberia Traffic Management, a Lebanese company, from all indications with link to the Hezbollah terrorist organization in Lebanon, and the government awarded them a contract to produce vehicle license, a driver's license, and also license plate, which are co-functions under the statutes creating the Ministry of Transport. In fact, the deal went on to talk about city parking issues. City parking management will surrender its authority to the Liberia Traffic Management. So, but how did this deal come about? Where are we with it as a country? Who are those? The players in the implementation of this deal? It has become a whole hula baloo in the country with folks, employees from the Ministry of Transport expressing their disapproval, organizing and staging protests across Monrovia at the Ministry of Transport and also at the legislature. We are understanding that over 265 Liberians who are employed with the Ministry of Transport in Monrovia, our central office, are set to lose their jobs under this circumstance. And so it has become a big issue in the country. And so this is where we are. But let's get into the deal itself. This concession was laid before former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf back in 2016, and having perused the document, President Sirleaf had to insult practically the man who brought the deal to her. Okay, President Sirleaf uh, had a very heated debate and had to tell transport ministry officials and also Gregory Coleman then, because Gregory was Inspector General of Police. President Sirleaf insulted Gregory in his face. Told Gregory, you don't mean well for Liberia. So, because it was Gregory, in fact, it was Gregory who served as an emissary for the Liberia traffic management folks, the Lebanese guys. Gregory brought the guys to Liberia, and then he took the concession to President Sirleaf. When he got the backlash, President Sirleaf, he decided to wait. Yes, President Sirleaf's tenure ended, and Gregory served for a few time as Inspector General of Police under George Weah, former president of the country. And later on, he went to the National Bureau of Concession. He served as AIDS Director General. But Gregory again uh, went to other people in the government of President George Weah, and they presented the same proposal, this contract, this concession to President George Weah. And it went through the legislature. It went through the legislature. There was a legislative approval of the document. But when it went to the president, and the president realized some of the components, some of the core functions under the Ministry of Transport that were embedded into the document, President George Weah immediately backed off from the agreement, from the concession that was signed by the legislature. And so President George Weah did not sign this agreement. He did not sign this agreement. As a matter of fact, we are making up frantic efforts to get the original uh, concession that was signed by the 54th legislature, okay, to compare it with the current one that is being implemented by the rescue government. Okay, so President Weah backed off from the deal, and he threatened a lot of officials of his government who had brought this agreement to him, who were pushing this agreement. President Weah challenged. I mean, he went ahead to threaten a lot of them with dismissals and what have you, and so they had to back off. I can confirm that today because I was in the government. Uh, uh, that that deal did not get implemented. It did not survive under George Weah until President Boakai won the election in 2023. Having won the election in 2023, this same hard-headed police inspector general Gregory Coleman went to the president-elect then, Mr. Joseph Boakai, and laid a deal before him. Do you remember the gas tanker that exploded in Totota in 2023 and killed a lot of motorcyclists and other people who had gone to collect the gasoline from the tanker when the tanker exploded? Okay, that when that tanker exploded, they over, I mean, I think the 200 bags of rice or so, was it 200 bags of rice, and the monies that were given to the families, to the town by President Boakai, that money came from those Lebanese folks who are currently operating the Liberia traffic management. Yes, that money came from the Liberia traffic management folks, and it was delivered to President Boakai by Gregory Coleman. As a matter of fact, the house Gregory is currently renting, where he's residing on 10th Street, between 9th and 10th Street. That particular property is being leased by the Liberia Traffic Management for Gregory Coleman. I can confirm that to you. Gregory Coleman is currently in a building between 9th and 10th Street, a building that is being leased by the Liberia Traffic Management for his comfort. Okay, so uh, this deal, the Liberia Traffic Management deal. So if you are at the Ministry of Transport, listen to me very carefully. If you are at the Liberia National Police, if you are at the Liberia Traffic Management, listen to me very carefully. So this deal, as consummated by the legislature in 2018. Okay, imagine from 2018 to 2023, that's 6 years, right? 6 years, 6 years under President George Weah, the government of Liberia did not implement this contract because President Weah did not sign it into law. I challenge anybody. President Weah did not sign it into law. And so what the guys did when President Baka took over, they brought back the same concession agreement and they fingered the document. They altered the document to include vehicle, driver's license, and also license plates, vehicle license plates that was not in the original deal as was signed by the legislature in 2018. So they have some criminals in the government currently, both at the executive mansion, at the Liberia National Police, and at the Ministry of Justice, who fingered the document and inserted driver's license and vehicle license plates. Okay, this is what happens. So we are making all frantic efforts that I said to bring you the original document. The original document on this show is provision and other things to compare it with the current ones that is being implemented by the government. But even the one that is implemented by the government, it says the government of Liberia, the government of Liberia owns what? 30%. There is 30% ownership into the deal. There's 30% ownership of the deal by the government of Liberia. Okay. The rest of the 70%, 35% is going to the Lebanese folks. 35% is going to the Lebanese folks. And the rest of the 35% are spread across criminal government officials and President Bwakai's son, Jojo Bwakai. Let me say again, under the Liberia Traffic Management Concession, the one that was altered by the Ministry of Justice and the Executive Mansion, right? 30% of the proceeds that will be generated will be going to the government of Liberia. 30%. So for every $100 that will be generated, $30 will go to the Liberian government. The $70, $35 will go to the Liberia Traffic Management to be shipped back to Lebanon. And the rest of the $35, we are understanding that Gregory Coleman, who is the police director, the Minister of Justice, and other folks at the legislature, are pocketing 10%. Okay, that is a 15%, 15%. Another 15% is going to Joseph Bwakai Jr. and members of the first family. 15%. The rest of the 5% is owned by other folks in the government who made a deal a possibility. So 35% in general will go to folks in the government, okay? The the legal advisor, the the president himself, President Blackeye, Jojo Blackeye, his son, Gregory Coleman, Oswald Tuer, the Minister of Justice, and some influential lawmakers in both at the House of Representatives and the Senate. 35% combined going to them. But this is the stupidity in the deal. This is the stupidity in the whole deal. The concession is awarded for 25 years to the Lebanese. And this concession is being taken from a Liberian company called MDMC. This concession is being taken from a Liberian company and given to a Lebanese company. Okay? But the stupidity in the deal is the 25-year concession, the government of Liberia will benefit $40 million in 25 years. Meaning every year the government of Liberia will benefit $1.5 million. $1.5 million in 25 years, $40 million. Okay. But the Ministry of Transport in their operation, every year, the Ministry of Transport, right? The Ministry of Transport generates about, between $9 to $12 million every year for the government of Liberia. And that money, that $12 million goes directly into the government's revenue. So, in a nutshell, if the government, through the Ministry of Transport, right, uh, collect these fees, vehicle registration, driver's license, if the Ministry of Transport does that, if a vehicle inspection and everything, if the Ministry of Transport does that, the government of Liberia will be benefiting at least $312 million in the 25 years. So you see, $325 million, $312 million in the 25 years this concession is given to the Lebanese for. But now that it has been given to the Lebanese, the government of Liberia will only get $40 million in 25 years, whereas the government of Liberia would have pocketed $312 million the least in 25 years had the transport ministry just implemented this. So $312 million minus $40 million. Do that calculation and see how much the government of Liberia will be losing to criminals. But the most horrible part about it is that this is a process that involves national security features of our country. Because once this driver license will have a feature. I'm understanding that uh, uh, your bio data will all be taken by a system, and then the Lebanese will be the one to store it in their system. Okay, so that is a threat to our national security. All of those who are going to get driver's license, vehicles, license plates, and what have you, your bio data will now be stored by the Lebanese, will be kept by the Lebanese through this Liberia traffic management that has a very, very cordial link with terrorist organization. And that organization is called Hezbollah, the Hezbollah terrorist organization in Lebanon. So this is where we find ourselves. This is where we find ourselves. So you find out that Whenever the Ministry of Transport folks want to protest against this deal, the police will come and, have a heavy-handed operation on those protesters, wound people, where blood will be shooting down. I mean, this a lady called Cummings, right? A lady called Cummings. I think she's the director of training. She was brutalized by the police through the inspection. The instruction of Gregory Coleman. That lady bled. She bled. Okay, while they were on their way to the legislature to submit their petition to the House of Representatives. That lady was flogged, she was beaten, and she was wounded severely. Okay, so this is where we are. This is where we are because Gregory Cuomo has some 5% in the Liberal Traffic Management deal. So he's upbeat. He's ecstatic about the millions he's going to steal, he's going to get through this deal. So whenever people want to go against this deal, he comes out, use force, he uses power, he abuses power, he sends his police to brutalize people, injure people. This is the same Gregory Coleman today. This is the same Gregory Coleman today. Uh, Foreign embassies around the country, right? Who have met President Joseph Boakai, ambassadors of foreign missions across the country have met President Boakai and expressed concern about the conduct of the police under Gregory Cuomo. They told President Boakai in his face that Mr. President, Gregory's handling of the police operation is a concern. It is a concern for Liberia's fledgling democracy. The police is uh, the police is involved in a lot of unorthodox behavior, ranging from arbitrary shooting and killing of peaceful citizens to uh, brutalizing and intimidating the government's political opponents, Mr. President. Gregory Coleman's police is also involved in a lot of things that are counterproductive, that are inimical to democracy, the democratic tenets and values of this country, Mr. President. So the ambassadors from foreign missions, both Western and African ambassadors, we are understanding that ambassadors from ECOWAS foreign missions, right? Like Nigeria, Ghana, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, the rest of the countries in the West African region, and also ambassadors from other foreign missions from the Western world are now cautioning Mr. President that President Bakai Gregory is not proceeding rightly. The police, the police SOP, the standard operational procedures, are not favorable to democratic tenets. The democratic tenets under which you came to power, Mr. President, the police is infringing on the rights of peaceful citizens. The police is beating people, the police is killing people, the police is intimidating political opponents, the police is intimidating everybody. And the ambassadors, we have understood that they set a particular instance to the president that the police heavy-handedness, their tactics during protests by political opponents of the government is not favorable to the international community and it's not also favorable to the government of Liberia. So, Mr. President, they have advised him that he should talk to Gregory to for the police to calm down, to tune down the rhetoric, for the police to tune down the intimidation tactics. And people also private in the police, people who's also private in the police who have a lot of information, who are who are informed about this situation are beginning to reach to us to confirm this news The foreign embassies across the country have reached out to the president and expressed concerns to him about the conduct of Gregory's police. The professional standards of the police is under question. They say the police is grossly unprofessional under Gregory Coleman. And so the Minister of Justice was also in that meeting in which they questioned the president. So that is to say, what we have been saying, what we have been saying about the police, it is true that the police is heavy-handed, the police is trigger happy, the police is intimidatory to citizens and also to the government's opponents. Without opponents of the government, without people to critique the activities of the government, without people to, to critique the policies and programs and frameworks of the government cannot succeed because we are opposition. We are opposition. We're not here to praise the government. We're not here to give the government milk to drink. We're not here to give the government popcorn to eat. We are here to critique the government and hold the government feet to the fire. That is why we are here. And because we are here, the government is beginning to capitulate on some of those issues. When we say capitulate, it means the government is beginning to bow down. The government is beginning to see reason to tune down some of the intimidation tactics because we are talking, and our job is to talk. The opposition job to is not to carry on development that the government is supposed to do. No, the opposition's job here is to talk on behalf of the citizens of Liberia, those citizens who are daily victims of police brutality, those citizens who are direct victims of police harassment, business people who are direct victims of police harassment, both city police and the Liberian National Police. Those guys are in the constant habit of intimidating people, harassing business people, taking their goods, confiscating their goods, and they are taking a lot of people out of business. Go to Rhonda Street, go to Macklin Street, go to all of the areas in Monrovia, Douala, Red Light, Raleigh Tide, everywhere in the city, the police, whether city police or Labrador National Police, they are intimidating our people who some of whom are doing businesses from hand to mouth. They come, they take your goods, they confiscate it, and then they don't bring it back. At the end of the day, they have rendered a lot of business. A lot of younger boys out of business. This is the kind of police operations the foreign embassies are talking about. Oh, yes, it's the kind of business the foreign embassies are talking about. We cannot be in our own country and be hiding from the police that's supposed to protect us and supposed to provide security protection for us. But the rescue people will come here and say it is not true. It is not this. It is not that. Right? This is where we are as a country. You see now the rains are pouring down, cat and dog in Monrovia. People leave their homes, come to their market areas, come to their business areas to do business. Police harassing them, police brutalizing some. A lot of things police is doing across the country are not called for. They are not feasible. They are not a professional. So the ambassadors are saying, Mr. President, warn Gregory. Gregory is going out of mark. Gregory has crossed the red line, and it is unacceptable. You can't be brutalizing your own citizens because of disagreement or because they do not, because they are not, because they are opponents of the government. So you get at them. The police should not be a political organization. The police is a security apparatus. It is a security organization. It's a security framework that provides protection for lives and properties. The police is for everybody. The police is for everybody. And so, in the context of institutional policing, the police should treat everybody equally. Okay, once you commit crime, that is the time the police should arrest you, right? Charge you and forward you to court. The police should not be involving themselves into arbitrary arrest. No, that is not the function of the police. The police function is to equally provide security protection for lives and property of everyone within the bailiwick of Liberia, meaning within the borders of the country, whether you are a citizen of Liberia or a foreign national. The police does not only provide protection for citizens, the police also should provide security protection for the lives of foreign nationals and their property. But the Liberian National Police under Gregory Coleman has turned to be very unprofessional in the last 1 year, 1 year, 8 months under the rescue administration. This is wrong. This is head wrong. This is dead wrong. The police is behaving like a political organization. The police is behaving like an extension of the Unity Party. The police should be a property of the country. The police is a property of the government. The police is not a property of the Unity Party. The police is not a property of the CDC. The police is not a property of any single political party in this country. Rather, they are a property of the state. They are a property of the state. We cannot be here and see the police operating in this manner. And Gregory does nothing about it. Instead, he goes on the street and do TikTok videos, showcasing himself, showcasing pink lips. No police director should not be on the street and showcasing his pink lips. The police director should be informed about the police operation. The police director should set standards in place for the Liberian National Police, not to send police to go and kill people in Kinjor, not to send police to go and kill people because of alleged power theft, not to send people to kill innocent teenagers in Banjo, in rehab, and the rest of the places. No. And when the police does that, whenever the police is involved in such arbitrary operations, the police does not investigate to find their own guilty. What the police does is they come in defense of their officers who does these things. Who do these things. Recently, the police shot, right? Police shot a 15, 16-year-old girl within the Kesali Boulevard area. They said the police were chasing criminals, but the police shot the girl. The police shot the girl. I believe. I'm being told she was shot in her neck. What did Gregory say? What did the police say? The police released a statement that the shot that hit the girl was fired by the criminals who the police were pursuing. The criminals the police were pursuing released a firearm, and then it mistakenly shot the girl. What kind of flimsy excuse is that? You can't be doing that as a police organization. The police should be the friend of the communities. The police should not be afraid. The citizens should not be afraid of the police. There is a policing called community policing, right? Gregory does not do that. For example, whenever there's a protest here on Front Street, for example, what the police does first is to send heavy-handed police officers to come and disperse the crowd. No, you don't do that. Whenever you see or you hear a protest somewhere, what professional policing is about is to send officers in plain clothes or sometimes even in uniform. They come to the community, say, look, call the protesters. What are you protesting for? Who are your leaders? Talk to the protest leaders. Sit down with them. Uh, I mean, we understand what you're protesting for, but it is also against other citizens' right. And so, like that, sometimes the police handle the issue of that protest right there, and the protest die down. But you can't just see people protesting, then you feel pick up with armed men and send them to the communities to start brutalizing people and wounding them, blooding them, bloodying them, and at the same time, it is not that is not professional policing, and that's what Gregory is involved in. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in Radio Land, you're listening to the CDC Hour on Kings FM 88.5. We'll soon be going to the lines to take some calls. We'll soon be going to the lines to take some calls. You are listening to the CDC Hour on Kings FM 88.5. So if you are there, you can now begin to place in your calls on 0772. That is 0772 239933, 0772 239933, 0886 30 44 97, or the lone female line on 0777 These are the numbers on which you can call, and we are here to take your calls. Hello? Yeah, hello.
Ishaka Sharif.
Yes, good evening. Welcome to the CDC Hour.
Yeah. Thank you for this technical information. And yes, Robert political Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I told you this evening for the Congress of Democratic headquarters, the Congress City in Kongota. Let me commend you for effing the evil of this government and Gregor Como. Gregor Como, he needs to be rehabilitated. Gregor Como was not properly rehabilitated to be integrated in society and come to handle our police. The reason why this man is a former SOD officer or commander, that man used to the dark days of Taskero and other regime. There's a reason why he behaving, because this is not a professional police person cannot behave the way that Gregor Como behaves. Gregor Como behaves in brutalizing Liberians, and we are calling international partners to immediately put pressure on his identical man in a recover investigation. Comes against humanity. Can you imagine look at the children that lost their lives in jail up to now the government seeks to do nothing about it? Gregor Como interested in protecting construction company against his own Liberians. There's the reason why he brutalized all people recently to transport ministry, all because they want to use the government to enrich themselves, and Mr. Braga is in the know. Every other thing that Gregor is doing, Mr. Braga is the beneficiary of what he is doing, because all those, look at what he's talking, he's trying to say, he's stripping the ministry. Gregor Como has stripped the entire ministry of transport.
Thank you so much.
Zlatan, he's a wicked man.
Thank you so much. Let's go to the line to talk to another caller. Good evening.
Isaka.
Yes, good evening.
Isaka, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Isaka, this is your own brother, your own papa. It's my EPP in the person of Nivakari. I'm coming tonight in Buzo Island.
Okay, let's hear you.
Isaka, you come here, I'm the family.
We are good.
Thank God. I don't have much to say tonight, or this evening. My party CDC. The whole party, we need to decentralize. We need to work. Not forget about it. Concentrating too much on the government. They don't see what CDC we can do to get more, to accrue more people. Oh, sir. they send me all this young person. They dollar rally. You decent last you make it bro. There be all communities. Don't look for trusted people, let them be there. When people pay the money, then get a document. You don't get a message that will give the encourage the Liberian to be part of CDC. CDC is a grassroots political party. He said that he know me very well. We sorry for the party and we say sorry for the party. We sorry for the party too much. We don't believe our party to be looking at. Somebody don't know what they're doing. Those people in the propaganda, they do it. They don't tell the country the propaganda, but organizing ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
so much. Thank you so much. Your advice is taken into consideration. Let's take another caller. Hello?
Ishaka.
Yeah, hello.
What's up, my man?
I'm good.
My man, you're start wasting your time. This man would never come back to the executive master. Why are you wasting your time in the country for?
Let's take another caller. Hello?
Hey, hello?
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, okay. I'm taking my time, but I did listen to all what you said. And there are few things in the country or there's a few concerns that I do have. And when it comes to the police officer, has carried on some arbitrary arrest. And I want to say that the citizens are the one or themselves are the one who that we are responsible for such I would say arrest or whoever issued guys to police officer arrested them. Now what I mean, a taxi driver will not drive in this country or will drive in this country without a driver license. Now, if that is good, the taxi driver is caught.
I'm not. I understanding that thing you say you. No understanding that thing you say you. So let's take another caller. Hello?
Hello, Ishaka.
Yeah, my Benu, how you doing?
How are you? Ishaka.
Yeah.
So my brother said, he said, there must be a direct payment and collector in the DC. You're fight and be a direct payment because you're not being able to know what is going on in the party. We just said, nothing. They see they don't want for our paper, we kill the post. What the post saying now? They're not coming here with a direct payment. They're not coming here with the article business. No answer or because mayor when we be behind a particular police director here, you will just feeling like their people. Every small thing they will beat on like citizen. Every family they will beat on citizen. Citizen can't get red. So now you pull, you not get red. You always get bad record. Like how they gonna go in our hand, we don't know what to do. We're not easy all in the country. No poor men for justice. All the poor people like for justice. And what we're looking in the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma Benu. Let's go to the line to talk to another caller. Okay. So you see, this is where. Okay, let's take another caller. Hello.
Ishaka, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm George Chibaka from Memorial.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Ishaka, every time when you see pastor preaching on devil, then that pastor not evaluating himself. He can always affect himself and his members. We the citizens, let's ask ourselves, what is our problem? Number one, we were in power. Our information, let's just the propaganda arm was very, very weak, and they are still weak. Our information ministers, they were too weak and nothing they were doing.
That time finish passing. We're not in government. We're not in government. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do to make the party vibrant what is what we are doing? So it's not about information minister that all that thing that water under the bridge. The people are doing worse than whatever you thought the CDC did. So if you think so, then the CDC's whatever we did is the water under the bridge. So what we can do to rebrand the party is what we're doing. So let's take another caller. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Sari.
Good evening.
Thank you for the show. I just want to recommend to you, the hour is CDC hour. My recommendation, if you come on the show, I think CDC hour, CDC should be the master of the show. Let's discuss, let's know what is happening in the party. If 30% will be discussed on national issue, but in the 5% should be discussed about our party, please.
We have been doing that here, but I mean we will take that into high consideration. So maybe you just started listening to the show, but we have been doing that here every day, every time. So so this is where we are. The CDC hour. We also discuss different issues that affect the country because it is the CDC hour. The CDC hour is, in fact, the CDC is one of the stakeholders in the country, is one of the owners of the country, in fact. The Unity Party, other parties, the civil society, we are the stakeholders of the country together. And so whatever affects the country affects the CDC. You understand that? So whatever affects the CDC affects the country. So we can come with hot topics around the country, then we leave just everything and only discuss different things. So um you can call us on 0772 239933 0886 30 44 97 0777 980375. We still have some time, so let's continue with the show. I think we have a caller. Let's take this caller. Hello. Hello. Yes, I'm getting you. Hello. Yeah, let's hear you. We were not getting you, my brother. So you can.
Good evening, Ishaka.
Yeah, good evening.
And good evening to the peace loving people of Bofa County. Well, this is Mohammed Donald for Fana. Join you. And join the conversation from the Tomato Trap, to be precise, Apple headquarters. Well, Ishaka, I want to appreciate you. You always coming in writing like bring people about our party. Now you see like bring people. But I always getting marvels from our technician who coming on the radio always saying that yesterday what happened, always blaming our past official. That is finished. That is what almost 2 years ago. This now out of the media, all of organization is a wedding CDC government. They said that they did well. But the fact is here, and you can say coming on the radio and say, our former official is doing this, doing that. And Limo just came on report. Limo just said that our party, our government, they are well. And the former, the Baffle Senator, I'm not comment. He said it. So I don't know why other coming saying, oh, CDC, power official, whatever. That is that we are heading for 2020 now. For power to come back in power to redeem and love people.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fufana. Do we have a caller? Hello? Yes, hello? Yeah, let's hear you. Please be audible. Thank you so much for the call. So, do we have another caller on the line? Okay, we don't have a caller yet. So that is it. Seditions across this country, your government did exceptionally well when we were in power. Okay, different organizations, civil society organizations, different international reports are beginning to create a CDC. Let's take this caller. Hello. Look at that line. Look at that number. Okay, so different international organizations, different civil society organizations are beginning to create a CDC. Even some of those who were bitterly against the CDC in the election, okay, those who were in war rooms of other political parties, bitterly against the CDC that led to the CDC defeat, are beginning to now give some credits to the CDC. For example, I listened to Senator Amara Kone, who said the macroeconomics of the country, the macroeconomic situation of the country was stable uh, prior and during the 2023 election. And the same macroeconomic situation is unstable today. People are suffering, people are out of business, and what have you. And Nemwot, just like the other caller said, I listened to Eddie Jawolo. And if you go to the Nemwot's page, you will read Nemo said the government under Joseph Boakai has not initiated any project of its own since they came to power about 2 years ago. The CEO of one media institution in this country, a, a, a Spoon Network, a Stanton Witherspoon, okay? Stanton said the government of Liberia under Joseph Boakai has not initiated any single project of its own. When will Joseph Boakai government, when will the rescue government initiate a project of its own? And so when Amara Kone spoke, when Amara Kone wrote that, he appeared on OKFM yesterday with one of our journalists in this country, and he reiterated that. But the Unity Party people are now beginning to insult the man. They are beginning to insult. is in power. But uh, Joe Bwaka is in power now. The lies they told to come to power has caught up with them, so they cannot continue lying while in governance. Because governance is a whole different ball game. When you in governance, you tell truth, and that's the truth we were telling when we were in governance, right? But they are in governance, they still continue to lie. They cannot give credit to uh, to former governments about what we did, about what Ellen Sirleaf did, about what George Weah did. They cannot give us the credit about that. They are they are taking all of that. They are saying they are the ones that did it. And some of the projects, for example, they are dedicating. Those are projects that could never have been completed in 1 year, 7 months, 1 year, 8 months. No, right? No, it is not true. Those kinds of projects can only be completed in 3 years, 4 years of initiation. So the guys are not, the lies are catching up with them. The citizens, the public is getting to understand that United Party is a lying party. The UP lies more than they say truth. Sometimes they say 10% lies and they say not 10% lies and they say I mean they say 90% lies and 10% truth. So their propaganda is they must say 10% truth and say 90% lies. 10% truth embedded with 90% lies. They spin it to make it a propaganda, to make it look like the George Weah government did not do anything. But yet they are completing George Weah government projects, right? George Weah's projects. So, but they said George Weah did not do anything. So how could a man who you said did not do anything, but all of the projects you are completing were initiated, a groundbreaking, and started by this particular man? So how is it that you said the man did not do anything, but all of the projects you are dedicating now were implemented by the man? And so they are now passing around, even the CEO bidding, they want to print it and dedicate it. I saw the vice president, I think today he went to he went to dedicate a private building in which the EPA has just moved. How could you do that? People private building, EPA is leasing it. They just went, they just moved in, right? From First Street, they just moved in. Then you go to dedicate it. Hey, Mr. Vice President, you my friend, but you didn't do well. They just went and painted the Bombay County Hospital, the hospital in Toppenberg. The first lady painted it, and she did some other things there. When Beer Martin Company provided some money through Jojo Buakai, and then they went and painted that hospital. Yesterday, Mr. President went there to dedicate the hospital. How could you dedicate? There is an existing structure that has lasted for over 15, 20 years. Then you say you go dedicate it? No, man. No, 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 no. The rescue is not doing well. So we will come back here on Friday with another edition of the CDC Hour. So I think we have a call. Let's take the last call. Hello? Call that man off. So I know your voice now. Once you call, I know it is you. I will cut you off. The Smith guy I've been calling from Pinsville and what have you. So once you call, I know it is you. I will cut you off. So every good thing must come to an end, and we have come to the end of today's edition of the CDC Hour on Wednesday today, July 23, 2025. Until you see us, will be on Friday, July 25. That is on Christmas Eve. And until then, I say, have a nice day. I'll see you here on Friday.
Commander, away to my